On display this month at the East Brunswick Public Library is the work of artist Laura Bethmann. We had a chance to speak with her about her work and her new book.
Well, these are watercolor paintings that are from a series of moon garden paintings that are larger than life, very color saturated, intense contrast, because they're all about nature. The heart of the paintings are flowers, larger than life flowers, but I'm interested in patterns in nature, and that's the focus of the paintings.
Moon garden?
Most of the flowers are from gardens, from my gardens and other gardens that I visited, and I photograph flowers and make sketches and notes. And I've just been painting the moon a lot, and I've incorporated the moon, and sometimes it's a tiny moon, sometimes it's larger moons that are within the gardens, and just in some ways I have moons combined in with the flowers in the gardens.
Can you talk a little bit about your technique, your medium?
It's mainly watercolor. It's very saturated color. There's many layers of color that are built up to whatever intensity I want it to be. It's pale versus very intense, deep color. And I work from photographs that I take and from sketches and notes that I make. And sometimes I incorporate nature printing into it. I have only one painting here in the library that has some nature prints of leaves incorporated into the painting also, which are made with inks.
Now we have an exhibit that incorporates your book. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Hand printing is a direct printing technique. It's a very simple technique. It can be, anything from printing a simple leaf to, very complex, printing entire plants. I have some, actually in the Noise Museum in South Jersey, I have some nature prints right now of hand prints, fingerprints, and bark prints. That's in one of the galleries there in a dendrology exhibit. You can print, I've printed entire plants and trees. It's life-size printing, and it's very simple or it's very challenging. Materials that I most often use are paper and water-soluble inks, but you can print on any surface depending on whatever material, whatever medium you use to print, paints or inks, markers, stamp pads, whatever you want to use. So it's a really wide-ranging kind of technique for children to adults, professionals. It's a great hobby. Benjamin Franklin made nature prints to deter counterfeiting. He printed leaf prints on colonial currency. It has a really interesting history. Leonardo da Vinci made nature prints in one of his manuscripts. He incorporated a sage leaf, and it's the first written account that's known of nature printing, where he printed a sage leaf and wrote a description about how he did that. So it's kind of fascinating. I've been nature printing for over 30 years, and it's a lot of fun too.
What's your background? How did you learn to do all of this?
Well, I went to various art schools. I went to the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Art when I first moved to South Jersey, and I took art courses at Rutgers University and studied also at Syracuse University, and some printmaking courses at Pratt Graphic Center in New York. And I don't know, I've done, through the course of years, you just try a lot of different techniques and different mediums, and watercolor painting and nature printing are just the most interesting to me. They speak to me the most, and that's what I like to use to represent what images I like to create.
What tips would you give someone interested in starting nature printing?
Well, if you've never, whatever kind of materials you've worked with before, just try those. If you like to use acrylic paints or stamp pads or temper paints, watercolors, I've printed in all kinds of different mediums. So whatever you like to work with, just try that. And you could, take my book out of the library, and there's lots of instruction in there on how to do it and what to do with different mediums. It's a very simple, direct process. You just put the medium, whatever you're using, on the natural object and print it on paper, on fabric, on ceramic, whatever surface you want to print on. You just use this material that is made for that surface.
Do you have a website?
Yes, laurabethmann.com. Information about my book is on there, and if anybody wanted to contact me or had a question wanted to try nature printing or do any of that, they could always contact me through my website and my email on there.
When people come and I've seen many people stopping to admire the work here, what would you like people to come away with?
Well, we are part of nature, and it seems like we forget that. We're so busy every day with our lives and everything that's going on, and I don't know, just I would hope that people who stop and just look at the paintings, and just walking through here a couple of times, I've seen several people stopping and looking, which makes me very happy. I hope they're enjoying them. But when you go outside, look at the sky, look at the plants, go home and enjoy. I don't know. There's so many things to enjoy about nature, but that's what I hope people would take away from it.